Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2016 general reading. I am still using the Gilded Tarot deck, drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week with an additional card as your overall theme and general feeling for the month. I am going to preface this, as I always do, by saying these are general readings, so they may not apply or resonate the same for everyone who watches them. And they may not apply or feel predictive at all for some of you. And I suggest you also check your rising and your moon sign. And I think you should do all three every month anyway. I always do, as it gives the most whole and clear and predictive message and energies as possible over the month that lies ahead or the couple of weeks that the reading covers. I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing all of us readers say that, but it is true because general readings are so general. There's so many of you watching, and you all come from your own lovely and unique individual backgrounds and stories. So there may be some months and some readings where your rising and your moon sign resonates more predictably for you than your sun sign, and some months and readings where other readers may resonate more predictably for you than the ones you generally watch. It's all good as long as you get what you need at the end of the day. I have been familiarizing myself with a new tarot deck, and so look for those for the May mid-month readings. Those will be coming out for the mid-month May readings, so I'm excited about that, and we'll see how that plays out. I want to thank, as I always want to thank you, for watching and listening and subscribing and sharing and liking all of the YouTube videos and for following my channel. I see that the community continues to grow day by day, and I'm so appreciative of the support and feedback and comments that I always get. I don't have the time to respond to each and every one of them, but I do read all of them, so please keep those coming. It's kind of like, as I've said in other videos, it's kind of like having an invisible extended family, and I appreciate knowing that so much. You're the reason I do this. And a special thank you, as always, to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. It is an honor and a pleasure, always an honor and a pleasure to be able to read for you. So thank you for the opportunity to do that, and thank you for allowing me the trust of having a momentary place in your life and in your story. So thank you for that. And for those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail and information on what I offer and my contact information. And you can always email me directly at maggie_mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full time, and I work pretty hard at working with you and your schedule to get you readings as soon as possible. My current turnaround time is around 1 to 4 days, depending on the schedule and the time zone coordination. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Capricorn for May 2016, the lovely earth sign of Capricorn. At the suggestion of one of my subscribers, I have begun to switch up the order in which I put out the videos, as I should, because everyone should have a different opportunity to watch their videos every month and bi-monthly as well. So this reading is for Capricorn for May 2016. What does the beautiful spring month of May look like for you, Capricorn? May 2016 for Capricorn. My lovely, grounded, hardworking Capricorn. May 2016. Okay. We begin with Temperance, followed by the Knight of Cups, the Chariot, followed by the Seven of Cups. Feels like you're all over the place, Capricorn. It's unusual for you. The Queen of Swords, followed by the Magician. There's your advice. And the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the High Priestess. And the overall energy from the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. This looks actually pretty clear, but let's take a quick look, Capricorn. Half of your cards in this 8-card spread are major arcana, Capricorn. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty important month for you. I think particularly in the decision-making process, not only the decisions that you make, but in how you make those decisions. So let's begin. We find ourselves at the beginning of May 2016 with the Temperance card, followed by the Knight of Cups. So Temperance, major arcana card, significant, profound, life change or shift, and advice. The Temperance card speaks of, well, temperance, moderation, patience, balance, holding opposite extremes in perfect unison and perfect harmony. This can also point on a deeper level to self-awareness, self-knowledge, and embracing and accepting yourself on a total sort of level, a holistic sort of level. It speaks of having patience, faith, and being grounded, which requires a certain faith in your path and faith in yourself, and also faith in whatever your sense of spiritual, whatever your spiritual source, your source of spirituality is. But overall, patience is about being grounded and walking the middle path, and not kind of rushing in and being too hasty and too spontaneous about any decisions you make this month, Capricorn, because it looks like you're kind of in a little bit of a tizzy or a little imbalance. There's a lot of decisions, or one major one that's kind of thrown you for a loop, at least for the majority of you. That Temperance card is paired with the Knight of Cups. So Cups is governed by the element of water, and it's a suit that represents emotions, feelings, love, and relationships, and our relationships with other people. And those come in a variety of relationships, not just love and romance, but business, family, friends, close friends, as well as lovers and spouses and partners. Knights are the bringers of the tarot deck, and they are typically associated with a fair amount of speed, since they're the ones that come charging in. They tend to be quite single-minded, focused, and determined, because their whole purpose was to complete missions and quests, and they were very focused and determined, and nothing was going to get in the way of them accomplishing those, whether it was, regardless of what the mission was: slay a dragon, rescue a princess, fall in love, something like that. So this is the Knight of Cups. This would be, and I feel like you're being asked to have a balance in this area of your life, or with the person that's in this area of your life. And for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be love. It almost feels as if you have fallen in love and you're just really out of balance or out of whack. Perhaps you are considering making an offer of love to somebody else, or somebody is making you or has made you an offer of love, or of emotional support and commitment somehow. And there's some sense of it. For some of you, this is going to resonate as somebody coming in to make you an offer of emotional support with something in some way, and that it represents a balancing, of bringing with it a balancing of energies, or helping you maintain a stability or balance in a situation where you need help with. For others of you, this is going to represent a love situation that you're being asked to exercise some balance and patience and moderation and wisdom in, because it's just kind of got you all over the place. And this can represent an actual water sign, because it's the suit of cups, which would be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or somebody who has a lot of water in their natal chart, or just strongly manifests the character traits of the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups in a love romance situation would be coming in and sweeping you off your feet, or you would be manifesting that energy towards them. And it would probably be in a very conventional way, very romantic. The Knight of Cups is an idealist when it comes to love and romance. Very conventional, wining, dining, perhaps some bad poetry, chocolate flowers, that sort of thing. A very loving, very emotionally supportive sort of person. He's not as young and immature as the Page of Cups, but he still has a little bit of a ways to go. He does tend to kind of charge in, splattering love all over the place. Sometimes the Knight of Cups, the tendency that he may run into is perhaps being so caught up in the heat of the moment, the passion of the moment, that he may not always follow through with what he promises. But in the upright position, again, it looks like either you are the one kind of charging in, or somebody else is kind of charging in and making you this offer of love, and you're being asked to exercise a little bit of patience and balance and moderation, because you're kind of being swept off your feet, or you're trying to sweep somebody else off their feet. and you're being asked to manifest a little bit of that temperance, balanced energy this month. And again, for others, it could represent somebody coming to just give you an offer of emotional support through some process, and help you kind of balance out on a path that you're walking. But it looks like you're kind of just, there's something that you need to deal with this month, or you're just whether it's love or there's a lot of options. It feels like you've lost your balance a little bit this month, perhaps, or at least at the beginning of May 2016, perhaps at the end of April, because I am recording this at the very end of April. And there's a sense that I think for some of you, you just want to go charging in, and which is a little unusual for you, Capricorn, because you're an earth sign and you tend to be very grounded, practical, realistic. Um, and but it feels like something's kind of thrown you this month. And again, I feel like for the majority of you, it's love energy, it's a relationship, or just a choice that you need to make, a variety of things. And it feels like I almost get the sensation of like a dog when you're ready to walk him and you put the leash on and he's just kind of lunging, and you're trying to kind of hold him back a little bit. I have some of that energy kind of flowing right now. So a little balance, patience, moderation is called for this month, I think, Capricorn, which is inherently part of your personality. So pay attention to that and maybe kind of tune into those energies again this month. Now, the next set of cards we have is another major arcana card, Chariot. The Chariot followed by the Seven of Cups. Now, the Chariot is also a card of charging forward. There is a fair amount of speed associated with the Chariot, too. It is about the swift, successful, profound forward movement of something. It also points towards requiring the harnessing of a variety of forces, bringing them together to make them work in unison and harmony to propel something forward. Which is what needs to happen when you operate a chariot. We have the body of the chariot, the wheels of the chariot, the driver, the sphinxes or horses, which operate the chariot, because of course no such thing as sphinxes exist. But it requires the bringing together of those forces and harnessing them together and making them work in unison, perfect unison and perfect harmony to successfully propel this thing forward. And it is associated with a fair amount of speed. It's a successful card. But again, a word of caution, because it feels, again, like you're a little all over the place, or you just really want to go charging into something. And again, the strong advice, because that Temperance card is major arcana, the strong advice is that you exercise a little patience and wisdom and balance and moderation this month. And I feel you will be successful as long as you try and maintain just a little bit of that energy. Now, the Chariot card is paired with the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups can be a card of kind of being all over the place, too, in terms of daydreaming and fantasizing. I sometimes refer to this as the fantasy and illusion card, the distraction card. As you can see, there are 7 cups on the front of this card, and they are each filled with something absolute, with the potential of something beautiful, positive, almost impossibly perfect. And they're not all real. And the trick to the Seven of Cups is it can point to just kind of, again, however this resonates for you, because it's going to, as it always does, play out differently depending on who's watching. Whatever this thing is, it feels like it has a lot of potential, but that you could be daydreaming about it. You could be imagining all kinds of possibilities. And this card, the advice attached to the Seven of Cups, is that not everything is always as it seems. So in terms of charging ahead, make sure that you exercise some temperance, wisdom, balance, moderation, a little patience. Make sure that before you make any major decisions, whether it's in love or whether it's a business decision, a career decision, anything important, that you make sure that whatever cup you choose, that what appears to be in it is actually what's in it, and that the potential is actually real potential, and that it's true and authentic and good for you. And that's where you're going to, I think, find your success, because again, it feels like you really want to charge ahead. There's just all this stuff going on, and again, just be very grounded and make sure that you make sure that you are intentional about your direction and your goals. And again, before you take any major action or make any major decisions this month, Capricorn, whether it's love, which I feel like it it's love and relationship sector for a lot of you, but for some of you, this could represent a business career decision or a lot of options and kind of daydreaming about what could be and just being realistic and grounded about what thing you choose and what action you take. And that is the advice that you're getting from the universe. Very strong advice. We have that Temperance card. And the next coupling of cards, we have the Queen of Swords paired with the Magician, another major arcana card. You have four. So whatever this thing is for you, Capricorn, depending on who's watching, whether it's love and relationships, business, something else, if it is, you'll have to write and give me feedback and let me know how this resonates if it does. You're being asked to exercise, strongly advised to exercise patience, moderation, clear thinking, be insightful and thoughtful. We have the Queen of Swords. So swords is governed by the element of air, and swords is a suit all about our words and ideas and our ideals. This is a card about how we look at things, our belief systems, our mindset, perspectives, how we look at things. It's a very mental and cerebral suit. It's about how we think, basically, and where that comes from. The Queen of Swords, she has reached the mastery of the suit of swords. Queens and kings have reached the mastery of their suit, and this queen has reached the mastery of the suit of swords, which is about how she thinks, how she looks at things. This is somebody who's very intelligent, very clear thinking, very insightful. She's a truth seeker. She will sometimes sacrifice her emotions on the altar of truth and what's real and what the reality of something is. She doesn't want to see the wrapping that comes in. She wants to see what's actually in the package itself. The Queen of Swords would not spend a lot of time investing in the Seven of Cups. She would look at each one, figure out which one was real and which one was the best cup for her, and act accordingly. She's a fact gatherer. She's all about logic and information, makes very wise and informed decisions. She's a good person to seek advice and feedback from. But I feel like this coupling of cards, particularly because she comes with a Magician, is very strong advice for you, Capricorn, again, to be very grounded, very thoughtful, very intelligent about the decisions you make. And there's a strong piece of advice to try and not be emotionally detached, but don't let emotions and feelings cloud your judgment. Make the decision and take the action that is the most realistic, practical, and isn't clouded with all the fantasy and daydreams and illusion of the Seven of Cups. Make sure that you're grounded, practical, and real this month. And then move forward in an intentional way, because that Queen of Swords is paired with the Magician. Major Arcana card. Very powerful, too. The Magician is a pretty powerful person. The Magician can also be a bit of a trickster because he is a magician. He's very good at what he does, but he's in the upright position. He has his own way of doing things, and he pretty much believes that way is the best way. He likes to walk on his own path and march to the tune of his own drum. But the Magician is all about the intentional and focused manifestation of energy in an outward manifestation sort of way. The Magician has walked a pretty long road of life, and he has used all his experiences, trial and error, success, defeat, failure, all of that. He's used the culmination of all of his life's experiences to actually aid him, and he's now in this place. He's now at a place in his life where he has all the tools he needs because he's gathered those up all through the years of his experience. Excuse my voice, I've been reading all day and I'm getting a little hoarse. He has the knowledge, the experience, and the wisdom and how to use those tools because of all his experience, trial and error as well, success as well as defeat. And so he now has everything he needs to build whatever he wants to build, fix whatever he wants to fix, manifest whatever he wants to manifest. And the Magician has learned the most important 3 rules of manifestation, which you are being asked to manifest as well. And keep in mind, rule number 1, your will. Be intentional about what you want. Be focused about what you want. Know what you want. And make sure that all the decisions that you make, the choices that you make, the actions that you take propel you towards what you want. Be very intentional. Don't waver from the path. Don't compromise on what you know to be good and right for yourself. Don't get caught up in the energy of the Seven of Cups. And then have faith in yourself, in your skills, in your ability, in your experience, and in the path that you're on. So know what you want and be intentional. Manifest that. Make sure that your choices and decisions propel you towards that. And have faith in yourself and the path that you walk in, all the experience that's actually behind you. Have faith in what you're capable of in your own power. Now, at or towards the end of May 2016, Capricorn, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Again, I feel like this is advice, but I feel like you're working through it, and that's you're getting it together at the end of the month. So the Seven of Pentacles. So Pentacles is governed by Earth. So very solid, reliable, dependable. This is your energy, Capricorn. And Pentacles is all about that earthly, tangible, material environment, things we can see and touch and feel most often. A lot of times Pentacles represent money, finances, resources, property, assets, job, career, tangible, earthly stuff. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of reflection and assessment. You can see that it's harvest time on this card. This woman has planted her seeds. The tree has grown. The fruit has grown. It is now ripe and ready to be picked. You can see there's a ladder leaning up next to the tree so she can climb up there. And she has a basket to put the fruit in, symbolized by the pentacles. But her basket is empty because she hasn't started to pick yet. She's taking a look at what has grown, and she's reflecting. She's assessing. She's taking a step back and she's saying, I've invested all this time and energy into it. Did I get back what I wanted to? Did I get back at least what I put into it, if not more? Was the investment worth it? Should I continue to do this? Is it paying off for me? Is this really what I want? This speaks of at or towards the end of May 2016, Capricorn, whatever this issue is, this decision-making process, or this thing that you really want to kind of jump into and do. At the end of May 2016, you are, or it is strongly advised that you spend a little bit of time reflecting, assessing, again, manifest that energy of the Queen of Swords and the Magician and that Temperance card. Consider carefully before you make any major decisions or take actions, and make sure that the Seven of Pentacles is there to make sure that you do exactly what the Magician does to manifest that energy. Be intentional, manifest it, and have faith in your ability to achieve it. Take some time out and to step back to reflect on that at or by the end of May 2016, and really trust in your own intuition, which is what the High Priestess does, which accompanies that Seven of Pentacles. Another major arcana card, and a very powerful one on a spiritual, intuitive level. The High Priestess is very spiritual, but deeply intuitive. This is someone who knows how to go within, tap into what her gut instinct tells her, and trust in that, and make her decisions and walk her path based on what her intuition is telling her. It's a very good accompaniment to the Magician, and they're actually sitting side by side in your reading, Capricorn. The Magician is more about that outward focus, that outward manifestation of action, that outward trust in the tangible life experiences that he's had. And the High Priestess is more about that same energy, but on an internal level. This is about being able to go within, to tap on the life and soul lessons that she's learned throughout her life experience, to see what her gut instinct is telling her, what her intuition is telling her, manifest and act based on that, and have faith and trust in that, and her spiritual source of spirituality. So it looks like a pretty important and impactful month for most of you Capricorns. It looks like it has the potential to be, half of it is major arcana cards, so it looks like potentially some major life shifts, life events. It looks very positive, but again, you're being asked to exercise a little patience, temperance, some balance. And again, if you remember anything out of this reading, it's the energies of the Magician, those 3 laws of manifestation. Be intentional, know what you want. It's all about your will. Manifest that, meaning that all the decisions you make, all the concrete actions, outward actions you take propel you towards that first rule. And 3, that you have trust in yourself, your path, and the experience that you bring with you, what you're actually capable of achieving. And your overall crowning energy is the Knight of Pentacles. Again, that lovely grounded earth sign. This is like your energy, Capricorn, your card. The Knight, of course, like all Knights, tend to go charging in, but out of all 4 of the Knights, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest. He's the most thoughtful and methodical in how he does things. He's very thoughtful about his path. He has more of a plan when he goes out on a mission and a quest. I always kind of see the Knight of Wands going, this is my mission, and boom, off he goes. The Knight of Pentacles goes, this is my mission, okay. What kind of equipment am I going to need for this mission? What weapons am I going to need for this mission? How many supplies am I going to need for this mission? And he kind of gathers things up and makes a list and gathers things up and packs everything, makes sure he has everything he needs, and then he goes charging off to accomplish whatever it is he goes out to accomplish. So that's the energy you need to manifest overall this month, Capricorn, and it shouldn't be a problem for you because this is where you're coming from and this is your natural energy. This is your for the majority of you anyway. This is where you come from inherently anyway, the Knight of Pentacles. So, and a lovely energy it is. So Capricorn, what an interesting, pretty powerful reading. I'm interested to see how the month of May plays out for you. For those of you whom this resonates for, particularly as the month goes on, please give me some feedback and let me know. I always enjoy that. So I hope it has resonated for you. I hope it has given you some wisdom and clarity and insight, some food for thought. Again, practice a little balance this month, which you do naturally anyway. And thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, click on the About sign for more information. And you can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. And until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the May 2016 mid-month readings with a new deck of cards, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy, happy life, Capricorn. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.